5 suspects. That's how many people the Madison Police Department says should be held responsible for the death of a 15-year-old girl.
MPD releasing surveillance images today of suspects getting out of a Lexus SUV, then opening fire on an East Side apartment complex. NBC 15's Marcus Arsvold begins our team coverage today. He's live now at the Harmony apartment complex in the Grandview Commons neighborhood. Marcus, MPD says additional officers will be patrolling that area. Are you seeing any?
Right, Maria, I am right outside of the apartments right now, and these apartments are on Milwaukee Street just off of I-39. I can see one police car stationed here keeping surveillance as of now. Police say these images show the 5 suspects who drove to the apartment parking lot, opened fire, killing one teen and injuring 3 others. Barnes says the victims were outside in a group when the car pulled up shortly after 8:30 at night. MPD Chief Sean Barnes says the suspects got back into the car and drove off. He calls it one of the most cowardly acts he's ever seen. Chief Barnes says it's up to his officers and the community to help find the gunman.
I do understand that crime prevention is a holistic approach. It is a community-wide effort, not just the police. It involves us all.
Chief Barnes asks that anyone who might have seen anything or know anything about these 5 suspects call the number on your screen right now, 608-266-6014. That's Madison Crime Stoppers. For now, live in Madison, Marcus Arsvold, NBC 15 News.
Marcus, thank you. And you saw video of the crime that happened last night, but that's not the only thing that's been happening in and around that Harmony complex area. The crime there has gone up throughout the recent years, especially within the past few months.
Yeah, our team coverage continues with NBC 15 Investigates Elizabeth Wattis. Now, Elizabeth, you've been tracking how many times police have responded to 911 calls just in that area all summer.
Yeah, and the data tells us a story. Let's go back to 2020. Police showed up to the area 285 times that year. You see, going up here in 2021, 376, almost 400 here last year. And then this bar right here is from January to October 10th of 2023. We are already at 338 calls. Almost half of these calls actually coming in within the past 3 months. Chief Barnes was very candid today, calling out the property management company, Royal Capital. He says the company is not working enough with police and ignoring their suggestions on how to reverse this crime trend.
We've made suggestions about cameras and camera placements and lighting. We've made suggestions about parking and about the parking lot. We have a process called crime prevention through environmental design. We've lent that to the apartment complex as well.
So the property, it was considered a nuisance back in 2021, but the problems were fixed enough to actually take them off that list. Chief Barnes there told us today, after last night, the city's legal department is once again working to deem that property a chronic nuisance, reinstating those abatement measures immediately. Live in the studio, Elizabeth Wattis, NBC 15 Investigates.
Elizabeth, thank you. Now, we have emailed and called Royal Capital for comment, but we haven't heard back yet today.
The MMSD interim superintendent also speaking today. She says school staff are providing support for students.
Our student services teams are providing supports for both students and staff members. And these supportive measures will be in place for as long as our communities are in need.
Now, we will continue to keep you updated as this story develops. Make sure you have our breaking news push alerts on the app. We first broke this story on the app last night.